Hi, welcome to our 30-minute Vinyasa flow. For today's practice, you are going to want a blanket for a little extra cushioning and a block. Today, we're going to be working towards wheel, which can be a bit of an intimidating pose just because it looks so intense. But don't worry, there's a lot of different stops along the way. We're really focusing on opening the front part of our body, so quad opening, front of the hips, and your shoulders. So no matter where you stop, even if you don't do the full expression of wheel, you'll still leave practice feeling good to go. So we are going to start in a child's pose. You can keep the blanket towards the middle of your mat. I like mine a little under my knees, and then extend your arms long. Giving yourself just a few moments here. And as we start to make some space in the body, walk your hands over towards the right, maybe stacking left hand on top of right. Then walking hands to the left. Again, this time maybe right hand stacks on top of left. Back to center, and then rock forward for Sphinx. You can leave your blanket right where it is or remove it if it's bothering you. For Sphinx, you'll want elbows under your shoulders, maybe just slightly in front, heart lifted, crown of the head towards the sky. So starting to incorporate some smaller back bends here. If this feels too intense to start practice, you're welcome to stack your hands and rest your forehead there. Maybe with fists, maybe with flat hands. Again, just whatever feels best for you. Here for just another round of breath. Then bend right knee, heel towards your glute. Reach your right hand behind you. And then gently encourage your heel towards your glute. Now again, you're welcome to stop wherever you start to feel sensation. And feeling that sensation, but not causing any pain. Some bodies feel better pressed into their palm for this pose. So playing with that, that is not my body. Use your exhale, gently release. Forearm back to mat, other side. Left heel bends in towards your glute, reaching behind you. Then maybe gently encouraging that heel just as far as feels good. If you come deeper, you can eventually shift your hand so it's facing forward. But just finding what works for you here. Exhale, gently release, and then press yourself up to a tabletop position, making sure that blanket's still under your knees. This is where we'll use it the most. Few rounds of cat-cow breaths. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, gaze lifts. Exhale, tuck your chin. One more round here. And then pausing in neutral spine, lifting right knee off the mat, pull that knee in towards your arm, and then draw a big circle with that knee. Good. So just bringing in a little mobility here. Then go in the other direction, drawing the circles as big as you can. Next time your knees towards the mat, just lowering it down. Other side. And not worrying what this looks like, just getting that mobility, reversing here. Next time you're towards the mat, gently lowering down. From this tabletop, right knee lifts, keeping that knee bent, heel towards your glute. Then you can pause here, Or shifting your weight, left arm reaches behind you. Maybe you find that foot. Maybe you stay reaching. Kicking into that tiger pose. Gentle opener, gentle twist. And then gently release. How many times can I say gentle? Other side. Left knee lifts. Can pause right here. Or bring that right arm around to meet it. Taking your time. Breathing into that pose. And then gently coming back down. Good. Walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. You can slide that blanket off to the side at this point. Breathe here. Pedaling out your legs. Heels reach towards the mat, hips towards the sky. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend that right knee, open your hip towards the right. So heels reaching towards your glute. Still pressing into both hands equally. Left heel still reaching towards the mat. Inhale, extend long. Exhale for lizard. Heel on the mat, toes maybe gently splayed off. You can stay right here, or if it feels better for you to lower down to your knee, you're welcome to. You can also bring a little more space in this shape by using your block to support your hands. So again, playing around with what feels best for you. One more round of breath wherever you are. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend that knee, open your hips towards the left. Press into both hands. Right heel reaches down. Extend leg long. And then plant left foot outside of left hand for lizard variation on this side. Again, playing around with what feels best for you. One more round of breath wherever you are. Step back to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Uttanasana. Allow your head to hang heavy here. Bring hands behind low back. And then you can gently start to extend them overhead. After this practice, I will look up synonyms for gently. Just being kind to your body here. Feeling that openness between your shoulders. But if there's any zinging that starts to happen, just coming right back out of it. Use your exhale to release hands back down, hanging heavy like ragdoll. And then slowly roll up, imagining you're stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae before coming to a Tadasana pose. Palms face forward. Inhale, pull your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, gently slide them back down your back. Taking a few shoulder rolls here. And then switching directions. For pausing in stillness. Inhale, take your arms wide, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way through. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Inhale, half lift, shoulders level with hips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra as far as feels good. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. You can also take a tabletop or a child's pose for those 5 breaths. Finding what feels best for you. If you're not in down dog, making your way there. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale for the mat or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. If you're not in down dog, making your way there. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale, lift for crescent. Taking time to press that back heel towards the back wall. Feeling a little extra opening in the quads there maybe. Fingertips reach. And then pull hands behind you. Clasp behind low back. Fingers press towards the mat, allowing your heart to lift a little more. Gaze can come up with it. Inhale, press your knuckles a little lower. Exhale, heart lifts a tiny bit more. Gentle release. Fingertips towards the sky. Pull hands back to heart center. Start to shift your weight forward, becoming light in that back foot. And then lifting to your warrior 3. You might have a toe on the mat as a bit of a kickstand. Maybe imagining that capital T shape. Back heel presses towards the back wall. Toes stay flexed. 1 more round of breath here. Exhale, bend that front knee, returning to crescent. Fingertips lift. Then pull right arm down, left arm comes under it. So you're stacking those elbows. You can have backs of hands press here. Maybe your palms press. Maybe just give yourself a hug. Find your variation of eagle arms. Pull your elbows away from your body. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Feeling that openness along the back body. Imagine those shoulder blades pulling apart from each other. 1 more round of breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, low lunge. You can use your block here if you want a little more space under your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Revolve, low lunge. Exhale, plant your hand back to the mat. Step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale for the mat or chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale, lift to crescent. Setting up here first. Generous bend in that front knee. Back heel presses back. Arms come behind you, awkward clasped hands. So whichever thumb you typically don't have on top, putting that on top. Knuckles press towards the mat. Heart lifts towards the sky. Gaze can go with it. Release that grip. Hands can come to heart center. Shift your weight forward. Become light in that back foot. Finding your warrior three on this side. Finding strength in that standing leg. Even if it's wobbly, still strong. Back heel presses back. Crown of the head reaches forward. Breathe here. Then make your way back to crescent. Fingertips lift. This time left arm comes down, right arm comes under it. Elbows stack, maybe backs of hands press, maybe palms press, maybe a nice hug. Whatever's available for your eagle arms. Elbows draw away from the body. Fingertips press towards the sky in this variation. Imagine those shoulder blades pulling away from each other, creating space across your back. Exhale, release those hands to the mat. Low lunge. Maybe the block comes under your right hand. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Revolve low lunge here. Fingertips lift. Exhale, back to the mat. Step left foot back to meet right. Inhale in plank. Exhale for the mat or chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands, warrior two. Back foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. Arms at shoulder height. Take a little time here, maybe walk your front foot forward a little more, creating a little more space in your warrior two. Inhale, right palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior, right arm overhead. Inhale, extended side angle, left arm overhead. Extra breath here, bring your right arm with it like you're holding a beach ball. Pivot towards crescent. So coming to the ball of that left foot. Giving yourself a breath here. Lowering your hands down. Step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale all the way to the mat. Inhale for locust, hands back by hips, everything lifts. Exhale back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, hips up and back. Other side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Warrior two, other side. Again, can you walk your toes forward just a tiny bit more, creating more space in that base? That rhymed. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm overhead. Extra breath here, left arm comes up to meet right. Holding a beach ball. Pivot towards your crescent. Back heel presses back. Give yourself time to breathe here. This might be a deep crescent. Holding for a moment. Hands back to mat. Step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, up dog or locust. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a bit of a wider stance here. Heels on the mat, maybe toes splayed off. Sink your hips down for Malasana. Now, as far as feels good, we're gonna do some dynamic movement from here. Right hand comes behind you. Press into that right hand, lift for a half wheel. Back to Malasana. Other side, left hand behind you, lift to a half wheel. Now, few more rounds, but if this doesn't feel good for you, you're welcome to stay in Malasana, or Malasana with a block under your seat can feel really nice. So just finding what works for you. After the next time you do half wheel on the left side, pause in Malasana. Inhale, press up to Tadasana. Hands at heart center, feet hips width. Inhale, reach to the sky, take your hands wide. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming forward to your knees for a tabletop, and then we'll make our way to our seat. From here, hips or block is gonna come towards the middle of the mat. Your hips will be there as well. Lowering your back body down. Soles of the feet press into the mat. Inhale, lift your hips. Hands clasp underneath your seat. So you might walk your shoulders in a little bit, helps lift your heart. Pressing into the soles of your feet for a bridge pose. We typically do a supported version. This one you're supporting just your body. This is one of our options for wheel. You are welcome to stay here. It's a beautiful back bend, nice chest opener. Exhale, we'll gently release back down. If that feels good for you, you're welcome to take bridge again or use your block for a supported bridge. If you would like to go through wheel, I'll prompt that here. Hands come back by your ears, fingertips pointing towards your shoulders, feeling into your 4 hands, feet, appendages that are on the floor. You're gonna press into all 4 points equally as you lift your hips. Now pressing up, allowing the crown of the head to hang heavy. Equal pressure between your hands and your feet. Hips lift, crown of the head hangs heavy. Listening to your body. If it's time to come out earlier, coming out. When you're ready, chin tucks in, gently bend the elbows, then returning back, hips to the mat, hands by hips. Breathe here for just a moment in stillness. Inhale, knees come in towards the chest, soles of the feet towards the sky, finding your happy baby. You can grasp the outside edges of your feet, maybe the heels, maybe the backs of your thighs. Just whatever allows you to access this shape. We call this a neutral spine posture, which can feel really nice after doing a deeper back bend like wheel or bridge, Sphinx, all of those. Next round of breath. Knees hug in towards your chest, and then gentle rock and roll up to a seat. You'll take both legs long and then walk your heels in just a little bit so you've got some space here under your knees. Opposite hand to opposite elbow, and then walk your heels forward as far as feels good, allowing the weight of your legs to pull you a little deeper into this fold. If this doesn't feel good, you can walk your toes in and become as scrunched as feels good for you. Really checking in with that low back. What does it need? What feels good in your body? A lot of times we think that no pain, no gain mentality. Not at this point. You're finding what feels good for you. Next round of breath, gentle release. Left leg stays long, right foot comes over that left thigh, half Lord of the Fishes variation. Lift your heart, wrap your left hand around, right arm comes behind you. Breathing into that twist for just a moment. Spine long. Gaze can drift behind you. Next round of breath allows you to slowly come out. Extend right leg long. Left leg comes in towards your body over that thigh. Right arm reaches around that knee. Left hand behind you, propping up into that twist. Lifting the crown of your head to help lengthen that spine. Gaze can drift over that left shoulder, but you're not torquing anything or forcing it. Just finding where that twist fits in your body. Exhale, release. Both soles of the feet to the mat. Lowering back body down once more. Knees hug into your chest. Taking any other shape that would feel good for you. And then hugging forehead into knees. Gently extend your legs long. Hands by hips for Shavasana. Allow yourself to be heavy here. Unclench your jaw. Notice if your eyebrows are squeezing together, release them. Pull your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Honor this pose as just as important as each other pose we did today. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Body can remain still. If it feels good and isn't available to you today, just taking your time here in this place of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, starting with just some gentle movement that feels good. Maybe scrunching and unscrunching your face, rolling out your wrists or your ankles. Nice good morning stretch, fingertips reaching overhead, toes the other way. Then when you're ready, Make your way to a fetal position on whichever side feels best for you, before gently pressing yourself back up to a seated pose. Taking time with these last few moments of class, really just to thank yourself for taking this time, showing up, honoring your body with movement and with rest. We'll close with a collective round of breath. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, fingertips reach towards the sky. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community. I hope you feel good so you can go put some good out in the world. Have a beautiful day.